Peter K. jokes, Peter K. one-liners jokes. Peter K. stand-up jokes. I saw a fat person wearing a sweatshirt with guess on it. I said. Thyroid problem. When I was a kid I used to pray every night for a new bike. Then I realized that the Lord doesn't work that way, so I stole one and asked Him to forgive me. I've often wanted to drown my troubles, but I can't get my wife to go swimming. I went to a restaurant that serves breakfast at any time. So I ordered French toast during the Renaissance. A cement mixer collided with a prison van on the Kingston bypass. Motorists are asked to be on the lookout for 16 hardened criminals. Well, I was bullied at school, called all kinds of different names, but one day I turned to my bullies and said, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me, and it worked. From there on it was sticks and stones all the way. My dad used to say always fight fire with fire, which is probably why he got thrown out of the fire brigade. Sex is like playing bridge, if you don't have a good partner, you better have a good hand. I met a Dutch girl with inflatable shoes last week, phoned her up to arrange a date, but unfortunately she'd popped her clogs. 2 Eskimos sitting in a kayak were chilly, but when they lit a fire in the craft, it sank, proving once and for all that you can't have your kayak and heat it. So I went down the local supermarket. I said, I want to make a complaint, this vinegar's got lumps in it. He said, those are pickled onions. I saw this bloke chatting up a cheetah. I thought, he's trying to pull a fast one. So I went to the Chinese restaurant and this duck came up to me with a red rose and says, your eyes sparkle like diamonds. I said, waiter, I asked for a romantic duck. But I'm in great mood tonight because the other day I entered a competition and I won a year's supply of Marmite. 1 jar. So this bloke says to me, can I come in your house and talk about your carpets? I thought, that's all I need, a Jehovah's Witness. You see, my next door neighbor worships exhaust pipes, he's a Catholic converter. A group of chess enthusiasts checked into a hotel and were standing in the lobby discussing their recent tournament victories. After about an hour, the manager came out of the office and asked them to disperse. But why? They asked, as they moved off. Because, he said, I can't stand chestnuts boasting in an open foyer. There was a man who entered a local paper's pun contest. He sent in 10 different puns, in the hope that at least one of the puns would win. Unfortunately, no pun intended. A woman has twins, and gives them up for adoption. One of them goes to a family in Egypt and is named Amal. The other goes to a family in Spain, they name him Juan. Years later, Juan sends a picture of himself to his mum. Upon receiving the picture, she tells her husband that she wished she also had a picture of Amal. Her husband responds, but they are twins. If you've seen one, you've seen Amal. So a lorry load of tortoises crashed into a trainload of terrapins. I thought, that's a turtle disaster. 4 fonts walk into a bar. The barman says, oh, get out. We don't want your type in here. A jump lead walks into a bar. The barman says, I'll serve you, but don't start anything. A priest, a rabbi and a vicar walk into a bar. The barman says, is this some kind of joke? A sandwich walks into a bar. The barman says, sorry, we don't serve food in here. I saw 6 men kicking and punching the mother-in-law. My neighbor said, are you going to help? I said no, 6 should be enough. If we aren't supposed to eat animals, then why are they made out of meat? I think animal testing is a terrible idea. They get all nervous and give the wrong answers. I was the kid next door's imaginary friend. Right now I'm having amnesia and déjà vu at the same time. I think I've forgotten this before. Peter K's Universal Truths. Triangular sandwiches taste better than square ones. At the end of every party there is always a girl crying. Nobody ever dares make cup A soup in a bowl. You never know where to look when eating a banana. You always feel a bit scared when stroking horses. It's impossible to look cool whilst picking up a frisbee. Driving through a tunnel makes you feel excited. Knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit, wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. Some great questions brought to you by Peter K. Why does your gynecologist leave the room when you get undressed? Why can't women put on mascara with their mouth closed? Why is it called Alcoholics Anonymous when the first thing you do is stand up and say, "My name is Peter and I am an alcoholic"? Why are they called stairs inside but steps outside? Why is there a light in the fridge and not in the freezer? Why does mineral water that has trickled through mountains for centuries have a use-by date? Why do toasters always have a setting that burns the toast to a horrible crisp no one would eat? Is French kissing in France just called kissing? Who was the first person to look at a cow and say, "I think I'll squeeze these dangly things here and drink whatever comes out"? What do people in China call their good quality plates? Why do people point to their wrist when asking for the time, but don't point to their crotch when they ask where the bathroom is? What do you call male ballerinas? Why is a person that handles your money called a broker? If quizzes are quizzical, what are tests? Why is it that when someone tells you that there are over 1 billion stars in the universe, you believe them, but if they tell you there is wet paint somewhere, you have to touch it to make sure?